The losers bracket continues. We are in the playoffs, everybody. Team VIAABLE is playing against Team Gachi. Another best of 3 series at the Sisters Call Cup. As over on the left side, we have VIAABLE on Sonya, Endless on Malfurion, Hajdunio with Maiev. Maiev, always a nice one. Zeomeg is playing Falstad, and Machko is playing ETC. Over on the right side, Team Gachi with Balor on Tacita. We got Hammerin on Leoric, Gamerboy on Sylvanas, Polinka on Toranda, and Gachi is playing Varian. Towers of Doom, the first map in the best of 3 series. As we find ourselves in the losers bracket, it obviously means that whoever drops the ball in this series is out of the tournament, whereas the winner has another chance to reach the grand final. The rules in the tournament, again, 25 heroes are completely pre-banned. This is the Polish version of META Madness of my tournament. And we have 25 heroes completely banned from the entire event. You can find the list in the description of the video if you watch this on YouTube. And if you do, again, make sure that you hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done that yet. We had lots of people that are coming back to Heroes of the Storm after they've gotten, you know, a couple of videos recommended, after they've seen that there's still a bit of an esports scene too. We consistently get comments on that end, but if you want to help with that effort, again, sub to the channel, like the video and watch it. That's the best thing that you can do to help with the algorithm. Besides that, heroes can only be played once. Also, shout out to Richu who organized the entire thing here. And, well, for now, as we have our early game rotations going on, it's actually kind of nice to see that we have decent stacking for Maiev already, so he's getting quite aggressive around that. Obviously, what we're seeing on the other side with Team Gachi is them trying to go for a bit of a sniper comp, right? You get a taunt from Varian, come in with a stun follow-up on Toranda and the Hunter's Mark, and then it's just all about getting that burst damage out. So we will have to play through the shield of Hajdunio a lot. And they're actually invading the camp and taking a bit of a lead on this. So, yep, I like it. So 10 stacks are now in, but that was definitely a nice little move here from them, because that got them the first camp, so that's awesome. Being aggressive is kind of nice. We all, you know, like to see them try and make some plays there, but they haven't taken their own yet, so that's where we're now getting next. But yeah, let's go. Let's see what they can do with the second camp that we're now getting. They can maybe escort a few more of the pumpkins over, drop the wall, start to go for the bell tower itself. Falstad is just flying out. The red team has level 4 now, which means that they're going to be looking for taunt opportunities and try to get kills. This is what the entire composition is designed to do in the first place. So, of course, Maiev in bird form is a huge asset to have, because it helps you to identify where the opponent is and how to get as far away from them as possible, or at least control how the fight goes. But there could be a taunt right here, and ETC is able to slide out before it happens. But Gachi obviously wants him. Now, not a single kill in the game so far. VIAABLE is slightly ahead with this team, because they were able to get the earlier camp. Now we have the triple altar phase coming up. There's the taunt, and the shield from Maiev, plus a portal right next to him. This is going to be the bane of the team composition of Team Gachi. That Maiev play right there. If Hajdunio drops the ball, then we'll see kills come in for sure. If he is on point, then it's going to be very, very difficult for Team Gachi to get those kills. And here comes the portal play to try and be aggressive. The top left, top right exchange has so far not happened, because it seems that Leo is going to fall. And that means the double altar grab at the top. If they can delay at the bottom for heroes to make a play down to the bot lane, that would be pretty big. And Falstad has the global. Falstad can fly in. So shots are fired. Sonya is saying hello. Falstad is sliding. Oh my god, they're going to get the triple, aren't they? They're going for Varian, and he's down. Varian is down. Are we going to go 40-0 here? Is this going to be a big one even without NA playing? There's no NA team to my knowledge in this tournament. It's all Polish players, with very few exceptions. But now we got a triple phase, all in favor of Team VIAABLE. 2 kills to 0 and a 40-28 count. Ooh, that is dangerous. That is very, very dangerous. Falstad and Sonya made the plays at the top. Down at the bottom of the map, the delay. And that's not good for Team Gachi. It's not a great start into the series for them. Now, camps might be invaded again. I think this time they're gonna let it slide. Ashdunio, uh-oh! 30 stacks and they're all gone. Maiev outplayed by Tacita. 30 stacks on Maiev and they're all gone. So they're still fighting for the camp after Sylvanas has been killed. They slide, they kill, they get to Ronda. The battle is not over though. Sonya's coming back in, Falstad is retreating, the pumpkins are taken, and the death of Varian. With even Leo being in trouble again. So they lose Maiev, but they kill, oh well, they lose Malfurion too. But it's still much better trade for Team VVQ, considering that they killed more heroes and they were also able to steal the camp away. But this hurts, look at the stack count. 27, 30 as he died. Outplayed by Tacita. Yeah, 6 kills to 2, still a 1 level advantage, but this still hurt. Maiev is now sitting there. Spray game, I like it. But that sucks a little bit for Hashdunio. Mostly for him personally. Single altar spawning at the bottom of the map. The red team should not be here. The red team should not be here. That's level 10. Yeah, there's the ley line. Even if he has to move out. Alright, Falsta's flying in. ETC with the Mosh. Maiev is dead again. They followed him. Isolation play from Falstad with the Gust. They go for Gamer Boy here. Sylvanas is gone. And again, the red team should not be fighting this. They do not have heroic abilities. Most were used already. Now Leo is about to go down. Makes it out of the fight somehow. But the channel is still happening. To be absolutely honest with you, I think the red team got out of this fairly alright. They lost the altar, but they only traded kills. It was a kill for a kill, so they didn't actually lose too much here. I think it was a big risk though. The timing just wasn't in their favor. If Maiev doesn't die and can provide a few more portals to chase down the remaining heroes of the red team, then I think Team Gachi loses way more. Now, with that, we have now the red team getting their own heroic abilities. That gives us other things, the Entomb. We now have also Black Hole. Fantastic choice. I mean, generally, I have a lot of experience with black holes. Again, having lots of jobs in the past, working as a pizza delivery boy, as a doctor, as a real estate agent, as a policeman, a fireman, and amongst other things also as an astronaut. I have experience with this, and I experienced many a black hole in my life and explored them. So seeing Tacita now also going down that path is something that I can wholeheartedly endorse, and I think he's going to have a lot of fun there. Might be a little bit tight in some of the plays, but again, this is the way that they can potentially bring this game back, so we'll see how far they go on this. But that's still a 1 level advantage on the other side. So down at the bottom of the map, Sylvanas is trying to solo push this a bit. Also soak the experience up. One of the risks is, of course, that your opponent is running a talent advantage on you. It's kind of funny, by the way, also that Maiev, I think has more... Oh, ETC gets taken out, alright. It's kind of funny that Maiev more or less gave... maybe gave up is a bit too strong. But he's definitely not prioritizing getting stacks anymore. At the beginning, that was definitely a goal. Right now, they're like, alright, it's going to be value. I'm going to assist as much as I can. But we're not going to play around too much about me trying to be a damaged man. We have still a 40 to 24 point, but now the altar on the right side has been taken. That's 4 shots fired, so it's not going to be a 40-0 play or anything. We have half a level until 13, and the red team just decided that they're going to let at least this one go. They can still interrupt a bit with Tyrande, but at the end of the day, they're not making a serious play for it any longer. So it's 20 points on the core of the red team. They have closed the gap a little bit. There's still no control over the bell towers. Interrupt very quickly against ETC. And a very, very nice ult from Tacita. They're trying to go for Falstad. Can't catch him. Endless drops his own ult. So this could have been a massive team fight. But both of the teams are retreating. Very good ult plays though. The Black Hole from Tacita in particular really, really helped them there. So they claim their pumpkin camp. 13 talents now available. On the damage side, we have 21,000 for Falstad. He's top damage for the blue team, as we have Tacita taking that role up on the red team with 23,000 that he contributed so far. Very close, by the way, to Sylvanas, who is not too far behind. Leo at the top lane. He's currently the one with the most siege damage for the team as the side laner. That doesn't really come as a shock, of course. 9.5 minutes on the clock now. And not a single bell tower converted. Or even damaged. Well, this one. A little bit. Not too much. I guess we can ignore that. For the time being, at least. But they have done a bit more now, thanks to the minion wave that just moved in. Double altar. It's the vertical spawn again. Oh, and that's a kill on Malfurion. Team Gachi. They're getting good kills in now. I like it. It was a big problem for them to get kills earlier. Medivh just made it very, very tricky. But now there's also damage happening in the middle. So them attempting to out-rotate the red team is actually pretty cool. But the aggression at the bottom of the map is now centered around the bell tower. Falstad flies in, gets the gust for more isolation. ETC slides, interrupts Gamer Boy. Matchko is down, and the bell tower falls. Very, very nice back and forth game. Game number 1 in this series is awesome. But the channel has now happened. That's 5 shots fired. And guess what? They're going to get another one. So we're talking 20 points to 26 in a second. Not bad. That's a very nice comeback for Team Gachi. Especially considering that on the first altar phase, specifically, they lost 3 altars. All 3 of them. So that alone cost them 12 points. Now the push at the bottom of the map with another Entomb. Falstad is able to get out. But it is currently the game of Team Gachi. They are pressuring. They have the momentum. They are making the big moves. And it's paying off. Now, as is, Sonya keeps pushing the lanes. Keeps pushing for the top bell tower, for the middle bell tower. Both teams close to level 16. And, of course, Team VVQ wants their bell tower at the bot lane back too. Bot lane control is what teams usually strive for on Towers of Doom, simply because there's where most of the pumpkin, multiple reasons. Most of the pumpkin camps move through the bot lane. That helps you to attack the opponent's core directly. And this particular altar, which is also going to spawn on the next objective with the triple altar phase, is very difficult to reach if you don't have a bot lane bell tower. You have to essentially come through the middle, through the top, and you won't be able to easily retreat. So this is something that gives teams that control everything on the bot lane a massive advantage. Now, the objective is spawning soon, again. Another 30 seconds. Falstad and Sonya are continuing these pressure plays on the side with the macro, and are going for the bell tower at the top. But while this happens, Team Gachi is still holding on to bot lane control. So this is giving them a big lead now. It's all for game number 1. Again, this is the first game in the best of 3 series. You have to take those pumpkins out. We have the altar spawning in a few seconds. Yes, several bell towers have now taken damage on the red team side, but as long as none of them get converted, they probably couldn't care less. So that's a freebie. This one's a freebie. You can't get there. So Gachi takes it. That's 5 shots fired. And they're going to get the same done at the top right. So 3 shots against 10 in total is what we're seeing now. Which means that for the first time in this game, Team VVQ is behind in core points. 16 to 17. So another camp gets stolen too. Root on the ground. Yeah, they have the portal. ETC moves out. Can they go for Sylvanas? The mosh is too late. The mosh is too late. Wailing Arrow and the Black Hole, but they couldn't get a kill, and Sylvanas falls after all. It took a bit longer to take her down, but they are finally able to pull that off. Now Leap is ready. They could go for a Leap. They do, and they get a kill here. Yeah, there's no way he gets out. Portal right between those points, and now they should be able to claim a few of the bell towers. But they are losing more points on the core because of the pumpkins that come in. So 3 more shots fired, but the mid lane is wide open, and that's where you now can make a play. Team VVQ trying to get a bell tower. Already the portal is in, and you can't afford to lose neither Tyrande or Tacita here, so they need to stay far back and just poke from a distance, which means that this is a foregone conclusion. That bell tower is gone. Now, what are they going to do with that? Are they going to try and take the bell tower at the top lane? Are they going to move down to the bottom of the map to take the one at the bottom left? Seems like that's the play. Bot left bell tower. Next one to be retaken, I guess. False start with 32,000 damage. 39,000 for Sylvanas. But the leading experience now goes to Team Vivicure. They are behind though. And of course, with Sylvanas, you have now an easy time retaking the bell tower in the mid lane if you're the red team. Costs time, but it's not really a problem. Which means we have a 4 versus 4 situation going on, as the blue team has now finally reclaimed control of the bot lane. But that 1 level advantage, that's still a big lead. Channel on the altar. Interrupt should be an easy one for Maiev to buy them a bit of time. Sonya's coming in. Leap is ready again. We have the portal, and Tessa doesn't like that at all. So there's the taunt on Sonya. Shield is ready. Leyline gets used. Sonya leaps out in the last moment. Lots of ults thrown out by Team Gachi. Lots of cooldowns burned. Is that going to be enough, though, for Team Vivicure to make a play? Here's the interrupt on the mosh pit. Pretty much instantly. Another gust from Falstad. Machko moving in. Out. Furion the same. Gets the heals out. They have a better position on the shrine for just a second on the altar. But it seems that Tacita will be able to get it. Interrupts are not happening. Balor about to claim it. Can they get a kill at least? So sure that they can. Sylvanas with big damage. Another taunt. And Sonya is dead. Nice. Nicely done. Great play by Team Gachi. And now it's 10 points to 17. That leyline could change things though. Big leyline. Is there a follow-up? The answer is no. Not really. They have, at the top, by the way, taken also the control here. So that's another bell tower gone. So that's the big advantage of the blue team, in addition to the level 20 tunnel that they now have. Wind tunnel. Maiev cheating. And, of course, ignore pain. So, more control over the pumpkins. Sylvanas helping the team to retake the top lane. I think it's more about the bot lane than anything else. If at any point they're getting the bell tower converted here, that would help them. That's just griefing. That's griefing right here. Look at this. Unbelievable. That is lazy. Lazy pumpkin detected, confirmed, and, well, fired. Fired.
And we say bye-bye.
He's gone. He's out of there. Not doing his job. Definitely not going to get paid. Won't hire again. So, 20 versus 20. We get buried alive, and we get Kugelblitz. And, yeah, wind tunnel already used. Objective up again. That's a single altar on the map. One altar to rule them all. We're not quite there yet, but yes. So, who is gonna take this one? The last... Oh, well, they want a quick kill, and then they get it. Bye-bye. Leo is gone. So, Leoric eliminated. He's gonna be back soonish. But that might cost them the altar. Leo is currently acting as an observer ward, but the red team has just decided that they can absolutely afford losing an altar. So yeah, that's 4 shots fired. That was an easy one. And yeah, nothing really happened. But it makes the game so much closer again. Maiev, 23 stacks on his baseline. Died a few times. Lost tons of stacks. I mean, the first death was the most annoying one for him. Lost 30 stacks at that point. Might still be able to complete the quest. It's a bit doubtful. But I mean, who knows? Sonya up at the top again. Trying to push the lane back. But the next altar will spawn at the bottom of the map. So the boss is also still up. Yeah, they're trying to take that bell tower back. The blue team has to defend. It took them an eternity to take it back the last time. Here comes the ley line. Maiev is immediately saying hello. Gust a bit into a corner. Nice. Can they get kills? That's the question. Can they get something here? That bell tower is down to less than 50% already. That's a massive problem. Big Entomb. Huge buried alive. Nice. Now, the defense at least lets them keep that bell tower. But another rotation like that from the red team and they claim it. Sonya gets the shield. What about ETC? Sonya with a leap. They want Tacita. Goes for the ult. And Sonya dies. Sonya's gone. Maiev is gone. Loses his stacks again. And that's a triple kill. And that's a disaster. This could be game. They could go for the altar channel and also for the boss with this. That's a massive, massive advantage now for Team Gachi. Big plays made in that last fight. 3 kills in total. 40 seconds for those heroes to fall. And that's the big opportunity right here, right now for Team Gachi to win game number 1 of the best of 3 series in the losers bracket. So they go for the top potentially. Maiev is also gone, which means that there's no ley line. The only potential steal would be with a gust. There's pumpkins at the bottom of the map, but it's very obvious what the red team is now going to do. They have to double check on false stat. That's going to be the big key factor. I honestly don't understand what they're doing. Guys, you gotta fight. Ah, no, they don't have to fight this. It's 4 points. Yeah, alright, fair enough. So, they are not quite there. And I missed some. No, I did miss something. Okay, 1 point. For a second I was like a little bit confused because I thought they could end with the 2 of them. But yeah, my apologies. They were 10 points, not at 9. So now it's a single point on the course. It's not quite over yet. But it's a double altar that comes up next. And you have lost bot lane control. So that's the problem. You can't die here. You gotta be careful. Red team is massively ahead right now. Another bell tower taken. That's a disaster. If they take the top bell tower, the barrage is gonna end it. If they channel an altar, barrage is gonna end it. I mean, there's so many ways for them to end it now. And look how they are already orientating themselves towards the top lane. Taking the towers out, taking the wave out. The blue team is just desperately trying to counterplay this by pushing the bot lane and retaking control here. So, yeah, there we go. But they're just trading. They're just trading control. The next altars are coming in at the bottom of the map, and this means if you take the pumpkins now, you're creating additional pressure at the top lane and force Falstad to be there at a minimum. Maybe more, but somebody needs to react to the top lane now. And it's likely going to be the global. So Falstad should try and move towards the top. They need to send somebody top. I'm not quite sure what they're doing here. They're losing it now to pumpkins in just a second. Hajduinho is low. Leyline gets used. And guys, again, they need to send somebody in. They don't, and that is game. That's game. Game number 1 taken by Team Gachi. It's a Winian victory as the red team claims the W on Towers of Doom, our first map in the best of 3. GG. We're going to head straight into game number 2, but before we do, once again guys, if you enjoy the coverage on the channel here, if you enjoy the match, please like and subscribe. Subscribe to the channel, like the video. It also helps to boost the game to an even wider audience. And of course, it helps to get people back into Heroes of the Storm as the algorithm recommends the videos to people that were interested in Heroes of the Storm in the past. So again, before we continue, if you haven't done it yet, subscribe to the channel and like the video. Appreciate it. And with that, we're heading straight into the second map of the series. Well, the Winians took it on Towers of Doom. Now we're heading into our second map. Team VVQ in blue with Machko on Mei. We got Endless on Oriel. VVQ himself with Urel, Zeomek on Liming, and Hajduinho on Lunara. Over on the right side, we have Balor on Cassia. We're currently looking at Gachi on Muradin. We got Gamer Boy on Thrall, Polinka on Anna, and Artanis gets played by Hammerine. And that's what I wanted to see. Yes, Crash Lightning. Given that they're playing this not only with a triple front line, but also with Anna, that makes perfect sense. I mean, who are you going to boost with a nano boost? I'm always assuming that's what she's taking. If not, Crash Lightning Thrall. Is that going to be enough to win? Are they going to complete that quest? Well, time to find out. It's a triple front line for them. For the blue team, we have at the front Mei plus Urel, and then 2 damage dealers behind it. Bit of a burst, bit of sustain. But we're keeping our eye on Thrall and his stacks. This is just a massive, massive talent to have. But of course, your main damage burst comes when you complete the quest. Now don't get me wrong. As you stack, you ramp up the damage. But having the prioritization on heroes, that's what really, really defines the quest and what allows you to poke. Because you can hit whatever you want in any way for any structure, and with every single push you are going to get huge damage out that puts pressure onto the opponent's healer. But again, the damage ramps up as you progress, so that already helps you in team fights as is. Now, Thrall should be able to get quite a bit out of this one, especially, of course, when we're talking about fights in the middle over the objective. But in addition to that, also this 4-man, this is what we are... When we are seeing the quest taken in the first place, if you're just playing on a solo lane, you normally don't see this claimed whatsoever. It's very, very rare in the first place. I guess you could theoretically take it when you're up against, I don't know, Rexa, Samuro, something like that. But typically, it's when you're guaranteed to have several opponents, and Battlefield of Eternity is a 1-4 split. I think one of the reasons why they're now trying to split this a bit differently is also to give less wiggle room for Gamer Boy. But of course, in addition to that, because they want to take the second mercenary camp. They already claimed the one of the bot lane. Now they're going for number 2. Puts them a bit ahead here. Yeah, nice damage against the Machko, but not enough to get the kill. If, for example, they put a sleep dart on, I mean, who knows? Maybe they're able to do a bit more, but for now, that's fine. Artanis with amateur opponent. Keep in mind that the heroes can only be played once within this tournament, so in addition to the 25 that are globally banned for the event, we now have another 10 that were removed. So that's 35 heroes missing from the hero pool. Feral Resilience for Thrall, alright. Changing it up a little bit as we get the Hand of Freedom for the Goat. On the right side, and on the left side, Shaman camps. Teams are claiming. And we got the Psionic Synergy right here for Trash Tanners. Now, first objective is gonna pop up. That's where Thrall is attempting to stack a bit further, but who will claim the first objective? VIAABLE is currently just on the front here, but the Immortal is spawning in 1, so it's just going to be a straight up race. That's of course where amateur opponent is then definitely going to help out. Thrall is still attacked at the top, so if he wants to get some stacks, he needs to start to move in together with Muradin, who's trying to delay things. Good opportunity for him to get a few hits connected. Not really using them so far, and they lose therefore the halftime shot. Come in at the bottom of the map on the other hand. That's a stack and some nice damage on Mei, pressuring the front line. Lunara can be massively annoying. That's a bit of a meme, by the way. The jump procced on the Wisp and not on any of the other heroes that were just in range. So this is a big win for Team VIAABLE. The team wants to force the third map in this series. Well, gets at least a bit more, but also massively attacked. That fight is not over yet, though. Gamer Boy, does he get another connect? Tries to, gets the hit, but no stack. Pew 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 from Ana the entire time. The problem is that Artanis is all alone at the front, and yeah, the trash bag is gone. So, 1 kill to 0, first blood, Artanis is dead, and at the top we're having the objective push. That is, yeah, a decent start for Team VIAABLE. Of course, you need to make sure that you're getting some value out of that Immortal in the first place, but that wall will fall, and I guess they're gonna get some damage on the fort too. So that's pretty solid here. A few more stacks for Thrall, sitting at 7. Not insane, but he's getting there. Can he drop at least another one? And the answer is yes. So, 8 stacks for him. Level 7 gives us Calamity for Li Ming. She's gonna be looking for those resets. And with level 7, we're also now looking at the standard quest. This is still by far the best talent for Thrall. Ancestral Wrath is just absolutely incredible. Sustain, a bit of a nuke here. I mean, it's so darn good. Plays with your passive, so fantastic, fantastic talent to take. And honestly, the only one that should be taken on level 7. I wish that Blizzard would buff some of the others. That would probably be... give us a bit more build diversity, but right now, essentially, if you're not taking Ancestral Wrath, you're just doing it wrong. That's just what it is. Now, damage output for Thrall, he's sitting at 6,300. We have, all the way at the top, Artanis is now playing this out. Second objective hasn't been announced yet, but they're coming back into the fight here. Another couple of hits there. And that allows him, of course, to stack this up further and make it closer to his completed quest. Connect after connect. And that's also true for Muradin, who hammers in another Stormbolt here. The triple front line can be a huge asset, but so far it hasn't quite worked for them. I mean, on the other hand, you have Lunara, of course, who kind of benefits a bit from that. has gone on level 7 into the choking pollen, so we don't get the splintered spear, which we saw in some of the recent games. Taking the camp down quickly, and now that the Immortal is spawning, we have at the bottom of the map Li Ming taking towers out, but it's about the Immortal. The first one went to the blue team, who is taking number 2. Thrall with more hits, so yeah, boosting that damage further, and then standing at the front line and eating damage, but they're able to get the Li Ming kill. Li Ming is done quickly. That's big. No more fear of being just annihilated by reset after reset. And with Thrall also connecting a wolf, they are getting a second kill. That's both of the damage dealers gone on the blue team side, which allows Team Gachi to pressure for the objective. They will get the lead on the Immortal and walk away with a halftime victory. Maybe Team VVQ is going to be able to bring this back. Level 10 isn't close enough for Team Gachi to get a massive lead here. But this is a very nice start into objective number 2 at least. There's mercenary camps up on both sides, shaman camps to be exact, but they haven't been focused down yet. Thrall alone at the top, everybody else is down here at the bottom of the map. Experience, of course, being gathered, and here comes the play by the blue team. Trying to defend. Defend with a full 5-man. Thrall, is he going to go for damage? Could, and Trash Tannis is dead. Just sitting or stunned into the Immortal stun, and that's the end of him. So another opportunity for Team VVQ to bring this back a bit. But here are the level 10 abilities. This is a small, very, very small gap though. So nothing that they can do in that window to turn it around. Both teams already have heroics. Defense for the red team. Artanis not back yet, but could use his ult. Might have to. Right here. Sundering is out. Yeah, ult from Artanis is also used, but a beautiful play by the red team as they are connecting a Valkyrie from Cassia, and that is Li Ming eliminated. 5 versus 4. Bambi. Lul Nara is at the end of the lulls. Another hit. Another. Yes, there it is. Get hammered, baby. Coming in and swinging Mjolnir and dropping Lunara. Yep, there's some venison on the table later on today. Time for dinner. So, 4 kills to 2. And that is going to give them the objective this time for sure. They were able to get the kill here. They also locked in a few additional hits for Thrall. So that obviously helped. And now the pressure through the bottom of the map. And they can maybe even get a kill here. Hello, Mei? That's a kill. I mean, she's going to go down here. Mei eliminated. And that timing absolutely sucks for Team VVQ. It really does. There's no tank at the front anymore. That's a 3-man defense at the bottom of the map as Urel faces off against the Thanos at the top lane. So this is massive. This is likely going to cost them the fort. And even some heroes. Bambi moves out. Close. He's able to jump out with a leap after Aegis was used and kind of put a bullseye on her. But yeah, the fort will get destroyed. You won't be able to save that anymore. The red team knows it too, so they're just retreating. They know this is done. But, well, at this point, the Immortal takes it out with ease. Thrall with 15 stacks. Sitting at 20,000 damage, I mean, that is pretty high up there in the damage department. So him being able to stack his level 1, as expected and talked about earlier, is having a big impact here. Bit of a short distance swap here by Hammerain. But it's 5 kills to 2 now in the game. And reminder, Team Gachi is ahead in the series. If they are successful on Battlefield of Eternity and they lock in another victory, then they move on to the next round in losers bracket and would eliminate Team VVQ from the tournament. So, blue team, gotta step it up. They're not far behind though. Not even half a level. Just barely. But, yeah. 1v1 at the top, down here. Thrall with a few more chances to get stacks together for himself, as his 13 talent now too. We get for Muradin, Bronzebeard Rage, and the Frostwolf's Grace for Thrall. And they're just dancing around each other. It's a talent advantage that is short-lived, but still. I mean, if they could use it to steal the camp, that would of course be absolutely amazing, but I don't think even they would risk that right now. The gap is a bit too small and you would take a big risk on it. If they on the other hand can get a kill and maybe drop someone like Urel, or force her to at least use the ult. That would be quite nice. They're trying. Oh, nice snowball. Very nice snowball. Li Ming teed up with the damage. Cassia is gone, but Sundering could allow them to go for Li Ming. They're not able to get the kill. The big ult on Thrall. But the problem is that he went a bit too deep and then dies too. Now, they are looking for counter kills, and they might still be able to get them, especially since Mei is just dropping low the entire time, and the desperate heals that we're getting from Auriel are just not enough. So Mei is gone too. It's a 3 versus 3 right now, always assuming that Team Gachi is able to get out of the fight, and they can. Thrall got a few more stacks in that last encounter. Having Nano Boost is allowing him to also increase his damage, of course, rapidly. But Thrall will be back, and Mei is down for another 10 seconds, so it's currently a race. The problem for the red team is that they're also about to eat more damage at the top fort. Yeah, well, there's a catapult at the bottom of the map. Li Ming is dealing with that as a bit of a walk by, just getting a few abilities rotated out, and that should already deal with this situation. So the halftime show is taken by the red team this time. But can they still bring it over the finish line? They have to push it right here, and they try. Blue team decided that they're better off defending. Muradin nearly walking into that stun. Talking about stuns and attack, Muradin is low. Has the summer get out? Doesn't have his ult up yet. Soon, but not quite yet. Sundering. It could have taken a kill on Li Ming. Not able to pull it off. Very nice ult from Cassia, but a beautiful dodge from Li Ming. That was well thought out though. So both of them really paying attention here and trying to make some intelligent plays. Didn't result in a kill for Team Gachi, but only because Li Ming very much so saw that coming, paid attention and reacted quickly. 20 stacks now for Thrall, and his damage output is totally reflecting that. So he's the top damage dealer on the red team side and might even take top damage in the game soon. But the objective is getting focused, and it's the victory for Team Gachi that was expected. The main reason why the blue team desperately tried to defend the way that they did in the first place. Level 15 versus level 14. And now the push at the top. It's not the biggest shield, but it could still net them the fort. Now, Thrall, he is just poking structures. He's not just desperately holding the cooldown back in an attempt to get to 20 to his level, sorry, to a completed quest. He has his 21 stacks now, and it's already hurting. So already he's getting big value. The more stacks he gets, the better if he completes it. It's going to be fantastic, but they are totally fine with the situation as it unfolds at the top. They are able to take down the top side fort, and they are most likely going to open up that keep wall too. Especially considering that they're closing in on a level 16 talent. So if they get that in time, they might just decide to stick around a little bit longer and poke from a distance. But the blue team is burning the Immortal down quickly, and even with level 16, they're not risking this. There's the adjustment though. Level 16, and we're getting Thunderstorm. Thunderstorm is in, so a potential damage increase now for Thrall as well. So he's going to play through this the entire time now. And this is gonna be another potential problem for the blue team, because as the poke continues, as Thrall completes his quest, as the stacks rank up on level 16 as well, the damage that you get out with every single shot of your lightning is immense, and that puts pressure onto Auriel. And she already has quite a lot on her hands here, on her plate. So, yeah, there's a big risk that Team Gachi is now just going to outpoke them completely in the next few fights. But level 16 talents are up for both of the teams now, which also means that we're getting Mirror Ball, for example, and we have the Reservoir of Hope. So, 16 versus 16, still an experience lead for Team Gachi. Objective not announced yet, but seems that the red team is totally willing to look if they can force maybe some fights here. They try for a swap, they try for a wolf, they still poke. Could even go Sundering here, but use Valkyrie first. Aegis already used. Yeah, and Thrall about to hit another stack. 24 by now. He's going to enjoy a lot of damage. And of course, it's not only that, it's also him getting stacks for 16. So, yeah, that poke is dangerous. Very dangerous. Blue team looking for kills as well. Thrall flanking in from the side together with Muradin. Here comes the ult from Mei. They're all getting hit. Li Ming attempts to capitalize on it. But they're focusing very quickly on Urel, who went in deep. The kill against Lunara, missed out on. She nearly died, but was able to get away. But here comes Thrall with that poke damage that we've been talking about. Big hit from him. And he's on 45,000 damage. Top damage in the game now. He was on the same level as Liming Lunara. And now he just jumped way ahead of everyone else. That synergy is working, and him stacking further is helping them to increase that poke output even more. It's the reason why Liming is dead now. They're going for the fight here, with Thrall trying to complete the quest and trying to get himself a few more kills. Halftime show nearly over here. One more stack for Thrall, and he can just poke on minion waves, on structures, on immortals, and will always connect with heroes afterwards. So yes, he's done. 16 minutes in. And they win the halftime show too. So Thrall is the big menace in that game now. The damage output just confirms it. But Auriel hates every single fiber of him. So here we go. 17 to 18. Any moment now. Only keep standing on the blue team side. Team Gachi has barely a fort standing at the top. Very low hit points. So similar situation for the two. But here come the next hits. Valkyrie. Yep. And Thrall gets another quick connect and boosts his damage, pokes them down. It's a poke battle. And of course there's also time running in favor of Team Gachi because there are catapults down at the bottom of the map. And they're already at the keep wall. So infrastructure will be lost by the blue team if they don't do something here soon. And the attacks, they keep on going. So yeah, Thrall sitting at the side here. Completes the 16 for now. Can of course lose those stacks again, but this is going to be big damage for him. Let's see if he can hit that once more. Moves in at the side. Nice damage against Liming, forcing her also to retreat, making it very difficult for her to get value. Another connect any second if he gets the cooldown. What about the ult? No nano boost yet. There it is. Could get it. They could go for the kill right here. He comes in for Urel. The ult is out, but they're locking her down even further. And the bounce of the lightning takes her on. Urel is gone. Mei is gone. It's really the game of Thrall right now. Look how far ahead he is. 64,000 damage. They're poking them into oblivion. It leads to 4 kills. Team Gachi with 4 kills against Team IVQ. It's a 5-man team wipe as Thrall moved in and gets another connect. All of them are dead. 13 kills to 4. Nearly on level 20. Catapults at the top. Big immortal taken. They're gonna try and go for game here. They're gonna try and end the game. They got catapults on the top lane already as is. Even before the immortal will come in, they're gonna push for the keep, and they have level 20 to make it happen. Mei is back in 3 seconds. Urel is already on the map, but they're taking enormous amounts of damage here. And again, these siege positions are great for Thrall. He can, from a safe distance, just poke against the structures and then let the bounce do the rest. And look how quickly that keep disappears. So now with the immortal in and such a big shield, it's nearly impossible for Team BBQ to defend. They're gonna try, but it is such a tall order. I do not think they have anything that they can throw against them. The hits keep coming. Sundering is in. Nano boost on Thrall. The team around Gachi, they're moving in right now. They get the kill on Urel. The Immortal is already dropping the shield. The next hero is about to fall for the blue team. Liming and Mei both get destroyed. 16 kills to 4. This is victory. Team Gachi moves on to the next round of the losers bracket as they eliminate Team BBQ from the tournament with a victory on Battlefield of Eternity. GG.